Oi, it's me, your boy, the Louis Vuitton Don. How you doing? See, nobody saw it coming, really, but the latest 1.18 snapshot might be one of the most significant ones that we've seen so far. 21W39A made something possible that has been impossible basically the entire year. Worlds that are generated with the old world generation, like 1.17, can now actually be upgraded to 1.18. It's honestly super significant and at the same time, very strange looking. Today, we're going to take a look at it. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. It really helps the videos out. Today's goal is going to be 8K. We can do it. So right now I'm in Minecraft 1.17.1. This world is really interesting. We have 3 structures ready to spawn. We have the desert temple, the outposts, and then of course, most importantly, most impressively, the well. That is definitely the coolest one. Next step is going to be take the 1.17.1 world and upgrade it to 21W39A. Easy enough. Of course though, you're going to want to back it up, Terry. And here we are in the latest snapshot. Now right off the bat, everything is identical, which makes sense because I loaded this already. We have the 3 structures right there. All of this makes sense. This world upgrading stuff is insanely experimental right now. If you don't want to potentially ruin your world forever, I recommend you don't do it. Hopefully by the time 1.18 releases, it's at least a little bit better. So anyways, in this world, I loaded world spawn and then I went really far off in that direction and loaded things and really far off in that direction and loaded things. I didn't go that way or that way though, which means basically I should be able to fly over this way and then eventually, sooner or later, I should see just like a, yes, exactly, a clean cutoff. This is exactly what we're looking for. Old generation, new generation. So right now, basically, if I have something loaded in 1.17, like all of this stuff, it generates. If it wasn't loaded in 1.17 and 1.18, it generates completely differently. In 1.18, world generation is a completely different thing. So are world seeds. This is the perfect example. We go from literally one extreme to the other, the desert, no water at all, to the ocean, literally all water. Over here, it's pretty interesting looking too. We go from the desert to the plains. It's a little bit closer, but yeah, really, really strange looking. Right now, no fade at all. The changelog mentioned something about a biome blend happening, but it didn't happen yet, which means 1.17 chunk, 1.18 chunk. Insane drop off, and when we have liquids, very strange. If we update this, the water, the water's gonna flow in, but naturally, if we find this generated in our world like this, it couldn't be any more strange. We have water just cut off. We literally go from the desert straight into the ocean. Thankfully, I don't know if I'll be keeping my 1.17 world into 1.18, but if I was and this was happening, potentially that could be a really, really strange and bad problem. It could also kind of make things really cheaty. Like I can move around over here and just see what biome is where or what cave is where. But anyways, the point of today's video is looking around at the generations. So check this out. We have a village right here. It generated in an old 1.17 chunk, and then it pushed through into a 1.18 chunk. This is really strange. Clearly, we have a forest right here, but I guess the Savannah village doesn't care at all. It just generated anyways. I mean, it kind of worked out though. This is like super sweet looking with the waterfall and then the village tucked underneath the cliff or something. Really strange, and definitely zombies can spawn there, so terrible news for the villagers. That's interesting. I guess structure generation must override biome generation or something like that. Like the village is just here and it doesn't care at all. Looks like the bees are really happy. I think they're updating the water or something though. Like, no, it can't be the bees. Bees, are you causing a massive flood? That's not good. So if there's a structure that generates right along where the versions actually update, the structure doesn't care. It just keeps generating. That's cool. Back over our world spawn going the other direction, we should find the same thing happening eventually. Now, this is what I was wondering about. Would the ocean just continue or would it get cut off? And yeah, sure enough, doesn't matter if it's in the ocean before at all. It gets cut off and turns into something completely different. Now, this is amazing looking. Look at this. So we have an old ocean, and then I think this is probably like a river or something. Yeah, that's a river. That's a really good looking river. Actually, look at how detailed the generation of the new rivers is compared to the ocean. I mean, I know they're completely different things. Like this is an ocean, that's a river, but look at how detailed that is. Like so many blocks and like the depth and everything. And then there's just a flat ocean. Wow. And actually, this points out a big problem. This river, the new river over here, is deeper than the current ocean. And I think the devs said the oceans aren't actually getting deeper in 1.18. That's a problem. That's a really, really big problem. There is no way that the river should be as deep as the ocean. Yeah, we're definitely going to need Ocean Update 2.0. So moving through this way, look at this right here. Same thing. So we have an ocean in this area, then it turns into a river. The river is deeper than the ocean, and then these mountains, this beautiful, beautiful 1.18 generation. That's not the point of today. But oh my gosh. Interesting. Yes. Very, very. Hey, wait, look at that. That's amazing. That couldn't be any better. At the same time, that showcases why there definitely needs to be some kind of smoothing or something, though, because if I was just running through here and then found that, that's so cheaty. Like, that's way too easy. Well, what do we have here? Could it be 1.17 generation that is taller than 1.18? Definitely. So right over here is apparently as far as I went. It looks like the chunks got cleanly cut off. A savanna turns right into a taiga and mega taiga. I'm honestly so happy that the mega taiga seems to be getting way more common in 1.18 because I'd never find the biome. In fact, in my world right now, I don't think I've even found one at all. And the mega taiga is such a cool biome. More strange chunks getting cut off over here and a shipwreck on a beach. This actually makes me realize how good the new beaches are. Like really, really wide and flat. That's like a real beach, actually. Back over our world spawn now because all of the interesting things don't only happen on the surface. Next, we have to go under the ground. Some really interesting generation happens down below bedrock. So in 1.17, bedrock sits at Y0. We all know this. In 1.18, though, definitely not the case. In 1.18, bedrock moves all the way down to -64. And right now, generation is so strange. So bedrock stays at Y0 in the old chunks, and then in the new ones, it goes all the way down to -64 and clean cutoff again. So I could be caving inside of this chunk and then literally just fall straight into the void. That would be terrible. Would not be good at all, but this generation creates some amazing looking cutaways. You can see all of the tough patches and how they generate, all of the ores and caves. If you're lucky, you can find an amazing looking cave like this one right here. So check this out. Geode inside of this cave, amazing. The shape inside of this cave, so good. And a mine shaft too. My goal by the end of the video is to find a mine shaft that gets cut off. I want to see how the generation actually works. Alright, I promise I didn't notice here. It looks like the mine shaft gets cut off and yeah, like literally gets cut off. Like the mine shaft just starts right here, unless it ends right here, but I highly doubt it because of the intersection right there. Hopefully we can find another one and see it again. Interesting. Wow. Lava. Yeah, lava for right there. Wow, and then a cave below it too, actually. That's sweet. You know, actually, now that I think about it, this thing makes me realize something huge that I don't even know if I realized before. I mean, I probably definitely read it, but it didn't hit me until now. Bottom of the world. Right now, current generation, lava is pretty much like everywhere. Like this right here, it's literally like rivers of lava. Now, 1.18, at least right now, lava is not everywhere, like at all. It seems like it's actually way less common. I mean, sure, we have these big aquifers filled with lava, but other than that, like the bottom of the world is not consistently flooded. That's interesting. That's going to be so different. Flying through this world and looking at it and the other worlds that I've looked at, this is pretty consistent. It's typical to see lava patches down to the bottom of the world, but other than that, lava falls and no lava. Now that I think about it, I think this is a good thing for sure. Like lava consistently at the bottom of the world, it was annoying. It didn't really stop us from doing anything. Just annoying. But maybe there should be more lava, like little patches of lava generating just anywhere in this deep slate range to make things a little bit more tricky. Maybe? I don't know, it might be cool to see. I have no clue how it would actually mix with the new caves though. Once 1.18 drops, there won't be a single best layer to branch mine at anymore. You're gonna have to do it at different layers, which I think is a really interesting thing too. If small lava pools, keyword small, were able to generate all over this deep slate range, it might make branch mining a little bit more tricky. Right now it looks like it would be pretty easy. Just really slow and insanely boring, like always. So another amazing looking cave in here that looks so good. And look at this. Do you realize what this is? It's tough in here and so much iron. Right here is one of those gigantic iron ore veins that generated. So this is definitely part of it. I think over here this might be part of it too. That's a lot of iron mixed in tough, suspicious looking. And then cutting through this cave, all of this stuff, like this giant band and the iron right next to it, it's a dead giveaway. And wait, why do those spawn down here? No, maybe no fish in the caves. Okay, but anyways, we have pretty much the biggest waterfall in the world with the glow squid inside of it. Glow squid is fine, to be clear, but cod? No. We need a cave cod or something. Different fish for the caves, for sure. Wow, that's a lot of water, and that's a glow squid that's gone.
Goodbye, buddy.
Ah, yes, finally. So we found an ore vein so far. We found a mine shaft, kind of, but no biomes getting cut off. The lush caves. Lush. Okay, I will admit it. That is not the best lush caves biome. This one is a little bit better looking right here. Could be better, though. Flying around through here and looking at the tough and iron ore generation, I'm not sure if this is another vein, but it's making it really clear that these ore veins are rare, like not common at all. We're looking at a ton of chunks in here, and we've seen one. For sure, one so far. Maybe two and maybe three right here, but these things are rare. This might be another one. I mean, it's borderline a suspicious amount of iron right in there too. This right here, this is the best looking cave so far. Look at the waterfalls in here. Wow. Oh, this is interesting, really interesting. Look at how close we can get to bedrock in survival. We can actually see the old chunks right there, all of the bedrock fade out, and then just the void again. We could literally jump into the void from here. A mine shaft right there, and then really strange grass generation. And actually, this mine shaft is insanely broken up. Like, there's a piece right there, there's a small piece, and then basically nothing. Wow, this is all insane looking. Really interesting, but It's time to move on. I thought this was pretty interesting. Nitro Clown updated their world, and look at this. Like, literally, look at this. What is even going on here? Huh? Yeah, so this is like the perfect example. It's an experiment right now. It's really strange. And if you actually care about your world, maybe don't do this. Anyways, next world. I have a second world that I'd like to take a look at. I made this world in 1.17.1 first. This is the world seed. So we spawn inside of the best biome in the world, best case possible. And I've got to say, for 1.17 generation, this looks really, really good. Now, if you were curious about biomes that already existed, if you upgrade the world, the biome doesn't actually change. The game knows that this is still a Badlands Plateau. Now, in this world, I didn't really go anywhere. I just turned my render distance really, really high up, spun around in a circle, and then that was it. But look at this. Wow. So I found the edge of the biomes. It looks like, unfortunately, no more mesa, but dripstone cave biome right in here. And then, oh, huh, forest. Huh. Aha. Some interesting chunk loading happened. Look at this. We go from 1.17 to 1.18 to 1.17 to 1.18 back. Again. Whoa, look at the stripes. Wow, these are some stripes for sure. I don't know if the stripes ever looked more consistent than this spot right here. And look at it, it's a mine shaft that gets cut off. So that's what happens with the mine shafts. They literally just get cut off. I guess they're not like villages. Okay, so I thought these Badlands Hills were impressive. I thought they were really, really big, but no, they're tiny. These things are absolutely puny compared to the 1.18 mountains. This really puts things into perspective. Okay, but if there has ever been a spot to check out the bottom of the world, this is definitely it. Claustrophobic, that's all I can say. This is really claustrophobic feeling. Feels like some kind of horror game with this weird like hallway cutting through in here. Dripstone cave biome, that's cool. And then no dripstone caves. Oh, no, never mind. Huge dripstone cave biome in here. Wow. That's really cool looking. More copper generates inside of the dripstone caves biome. Does it look like it from the side? Not really. I don't see more copper on the side view. Actually, I don't see very much copper inside of here at all. I wonder if there's a bug with that. Like, does the game just think we're too deep to generate copper or something? Because, yeah, look it. There's, like, literally no copper at all. Redstone, though. And then the other open area. Ah, yes. I was wondering what would happen if I loaded the chunks in strangely. I guess it makes sense, like a strange hallway effect. Wow, this dripstone cave is maybe one of the best dripstone caves that I've seen so far. It turns into an aquifer over here, and then even better, it just drops off into the void again. Everything drops off into the void today, of course. And it looks so good. So let me know what you think down below. But to me, this generation under the world, like looking at a side view of these things right here, lava lakes, so many. This is exactly what I was talking about a second ago. Let me know what you think, but I feel like this generation underneath the world is way more interesting to look at. It seems like this whole area in general is just flooded with dripstone caves, and I'm finding it again and again and again. Not very much copper at all. Like, you would think that at least a little bit of copper would be generating in here. There must be a bug in the current snapshot. The banding of this granite is very suspicious, though. I don't see very much copper. But that's very suspicious. I wonder if this is the bottom of a copper ore bin. Back up to the surface, something very strange happened over here. So I'm not sure if this is 1.18 generation trying to turn into a Badlands or something, like maybe we just got lucky or what, but this is all inside of the new generation. But there's still terracotta there. It's almost like it's like trying to blend or something, because we have the Badlands over here in 1.17 and then the forest in 1.18. That's really strange. I wonder what that happened. Over here, a gigantic area of red sand that is just flooded. I'm pretty sure that can happen. But over here inside of the river, like, can that happen? And then I think this is all new generation, but look at how amazing this mountain is. Like, definitely all new now, but this is really good looking. Like with the cave cutting through there, the tall peak in there. And again, this thing just puts everything to scale. This stuff that feels gigantic right now in 1.17 is actually tiny. Like it's nothing in 1.18. Wait, it happened again over here too. Terracotta generating inside of a biome that it definitely shouldn't, inside of the new chunks. Right now, upgrading worlds from 1.17.1 to the 21W39A snapshot is insanely unique. Right now, because we have no blending system implemented at all, we get these really interesting looking chunk borders, sometimes going from one biome extreme to the other. Down underneath the ground, but not underneath bedrock, you have pretty much the same exact thing happening. You have new caves getting completely cut off, and old caves, same thing, getting completely cut off. Right now, I'm flying around inside of 1.17 terrain. This is an old ravine. Over here, all of these caves with the biomes are the new caves. And then of course, down below the bedrock inside of the old chunks, nothing exists. Bedrock is still at Y0. Inside of the new chunks, negative 64, and you get this really interesting looking cutaway thing. Nobody knows right now, but most likely in future snapshots, we'll end up seeing a system very similar to the bedrock system, where the old chunks are basically just filled in with brand new caves below Y0. No matter how strange these chunk borders look right now, this snapshot is a huge deal. This is the very first time that we can compare side by side in the same exact world, old generation to new generation. And it really puts things in perspective. But that's actually going to do it for today's video. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you. If you'd like to see more 1.18 videos, then subscribe. I will definitely be making more. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been me, your boy. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.